Hey everybody, it's me, Jess. I don't have anybody to talk to right now as everybody's busy or they got their own stuff going on. I don't want to trauma dump anyone, but I'm having a rough day today. This is definitely going to go down as one of the worst days of this year, in my opinion. So, first things first, this afternoon, the company that I work for decided to lay off several people in the company. Everybody from customer service all the way to upper management, they let several people go, and they sent out a company wide email listing the names of everybody who would be no longer with the company. And then they made us go into a meeting, and there was somebody crying. I wanted to cry. Everybody was sad, and they were talking about how this is for the benefit of the company, and that in order to better assist our customers, we had to make some cuts because the company's not doing well. And it's like I'm in shock. I'm in shock today, and it's like I feel like it was like so fast when it happened. Like the email came, and then they pulled us all into this last minute meeting, and they were talking about they had somebody from upper management come on, and they were droning on about how we understand how hard this is for you, and that this is to better assist our customers. And I'm sitting there like, you don't care about, if you really wanted to better assist your customers, you would make sure that you're one, fully staffed, and two, that you care about the people that who work for you, so that if you need to make a budget cut, you would find other ways instead of just letting people go. Like, there were things I'm sure that they could have done besides firing people, to save some money. And I understand that the tariff situation from President Trump, the stupid tariffs that he put on, caused our company hardship. I get that, but there could have been other things they could have done, to prevent them from having to fire people. And I didn't know what to think. I'm in shock. I can't focus. I can't work. It's actually after 4 o'clock, and my shift doesn't end until 7. I called out sick early. I said I have to leave. I can't focus. I'm heartbroken. I need to go. And I just left. I just called out sick. So I just need the rest of this day to not only process what in the world just happened, but to also cope with the fact that my some of my coworkers aren't going to be there at the company anymore. And these were coworkers who I talked to and was friends with and joked with and had fun with. One of the coworkers who was in my training class when we first started working at the company together, and me and him would sometimes joke about customers, or if we had a difficult chat customer, he would make me laugh and send like funny gifts to each other, and they just let him go. And he has a family, and it's like this happened out of nowhere. Like, there was no warning, there was no preparation for what happened today. And it's like they let all of these people go. They didn't even give them a chance to look for another job. They didn't even give them a chance to process the fact that they were getting fired today. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm so sad and angry for them, because some of these people who I work with, they have kids, they have houses, they have families and a mortgage, and they're left without a job. They didn't even have time to search for another job, and they just put this on them and let them go like they were nothing. And it's just, I'm so angry and disgusted. And to be honest, I don't want to work at this company anymore. I'm disgusted. I'm honestly, truly disgusted, and I'm angry, and it's not fair. And I don't want to work at this place anymore. But unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of being able to just quit on the spot and look for something different. I have to stay here until I can find something else. And you better believe, starting tonight, I'm brushing up my resume, and I'm looking for another job tonight. Because the thing is that they let this first phase of people go. Who's to say that I'm not going to be next? In fact, there was another Asian in the meeting who even asked the question, are we going to be next? Is there going to be another phase of people getting fired, soon? And of course, the management team was just like, oh, we can't really say that. It's all just in preparation. And I'm sitting there like, so you can't tell us if you're going to give us the boot so we can, I don't know, look for another job so we don't lose our homes? So we know how we're going to pay bills and take care of our family? I'm just sitting here. I'm so shocked and disgusted. This feels like a dream. This literally feels like a nightmare coming to life, and I wish it was a dream I could just wake up from, because I can't believe that this happened. I honestly can't believe that this happened. Like, I just don't know. I'm so I feel speechless. I feel angry. I feel disgusted. I feel violated. I feel upset for people who I know who needed this job and needed the money, and now they're left without a job that they didn't have time to replace. You know, it's like I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. I feel like this happened too fast. And the other bad thing that happened today was my sister and my nieces found this kitten in their neighborhood, and it had maggots all over it, and its leg was broken. And they took her in and they tried to doctor her up so she could survive and she could become their 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 house cat. And it turns out that the kitten actually didn't make it, and she passed away this afternoon. And it's just a bad day. This is one of the worst days I've had in a really long time. You know, knowing that my coworkers are gone, some of my favorite coworkers who I was friends with are gone. The kitten that my sister tried to nurse back to health didn't make it, and it's just like I just feel like crap. I want this day to be over. I want this day to be over. I'm so upset right now. I'm so upset right now. This isn't fair, and it makes me mad. And you're probably thinking, well, Jessica, how come you're so upset? How come you're so bothered? You know, you're not the one who got laid off. This didn't affect you. And I'm like, well, it bothers me because I have friends who got laid off. My coworkers who I spoke with every day and laughed with and had fun with are gone. They got laid off, and I'm never going to get to talk to them again. And now I'm worried about how they're going to take care of their own because now they're without a job. And then, of course, I'm thinking, you know, am I going to be next? Like, are they phasing this out where they're going to slowly lay off a bunch of people? You know, do I need to start looking for another job? And it's like I'm sitting here thinking about I got to get my resume updated. I need to start applying to new jobs, and I don't know how this is going to work. Like, my heart is so broken. Like, a part of me wishes I would have never left the Wayfair job. I wish I would have never quit my Wayfair job that I worked for when I was working for Wayfair in 2023. I wish I would have never quit. I wish I would have never quit Wayfair. I should have never left that job. I don't know what I was thinking. It's just I wanted to work at my current company because it was an email job. I didn't have to talk on the phone. I thought it would be easier on my anxiety, and look where it got me. It was the worst decision. Now I'm worried about my job security. I feel sad for my coworkers who just got fired, and it's like I don't know what to expect. I don't know what the future's going to look like, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I need to start looking for another job so I don't get laid off next. I'm so distraught right now. Like, I'm crying because I'm so shocked. Like, there's no other, I don't know what other word to say. I'm absolutely shocked. It happened so fast, and there was no warning. There was no time to prepare. There was no time to process it, and they threw it all on us. And don't get me wrong, I understand that it's a company, and I understand that it is a business, and I understand that money is really at the heart of it all. You know, it's business. I understand that. And I also understand that the tariffs and the economy have made dents in how that business is being ran. And I also understand that sometimes they need to make budget cuts and, you know, reduce certain things in their company to save money so they can continue to run business as usual. I totally get that. But what I'm upset about is that this happened out of nowhere with no time to prepare, for no time to let people know, hey, you know, we're going to lay you off on this day, that this is going to be your last day. There was none of that. This was just all of a sudden, bam, you're gone. I'm in shock. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I just feel like I'm just sitting here, and everything changed in like under an hour. Like, It feels like the whole world just changed in under an hour. And I want this day to be over. That's it.